Dan Plasma, Fight Magazine, here with the champ, Randy Couture. Randy, great to have you back. Tell us what's going on in 2 weeks.
Getting ready to fight Nogueira on the 29th of this month up in Portland, Oregon, UFC 102.
How's the preparation for that going?
Preparation's been fantastic. Right on track. I feel, one more week of hard training. I'll be ready to peak for this fight and ready to go.
Okie doke. Now, the sport is at a really pivotal point. You've got different sanctioning bodies and leagues coming in. The UFC has pretty much had a monopoly for 15 years or so. What do you think going forward? Is there going to be some sort of unification? Are you willing to fight anybody out there?
Well, I've always been willing to fight anybody out there, but the contracts are what they are. They're pretty exclusive to the promotion you're signed with. I have an exclusive contract with the UFC, and I've been with them for 12 years. So, and I don't see that opening up anytime soon. I think the promotions are going to stay to themselves, and for the most part, keep their fighters fighting for that particular promotion. I think everybody talked about crossover fights when Pride was still real prevalent, and it never happened. So, I think that's something that we'll have to see down the road if that changes.
Randy, is that fair to the sport, and is that fair to the fans?
It is what it is. Fair to the sport. I mean, who's determining what's fair and what's not fair? There's a lot of things. I mean, that's life. I think, unfortunately, sometimes we get fighters that are caught up in one promotion or the other, and you don't get to see some potential fights that there could be, but that's just the way it is. It's business.
Speaking of which, Fedor is technically at his prime right now, as are you. Is that a fight you're thinking about going forward, or is there even any chance that that's going to happen?
I spent a year pursuing that fight and trying to get free of the UFC to make that fight happen, and it didn't make sense to continue to spend money and time at my age pursuing that. It doesn't look like it's realistic. There was a small window here where he was a free agent and he might have been able to sign with the UFC, and he signed with Strikeforce, which again, I wasn't surprised. I knew there was going to be some co-promotion stumbling blocks in the negotiations for that. So it is what it is. I'm enjoying fighting. I'm fighting for the UFC, and there's a lot of great competitors, and in a lot of ways the top competitors in that promotion. And there's certainly a lot of interesting fights in the heavyweight and light heavyweight division for me. And right now the Fedor fight doesn't look to be a reality.
Got it. Well, thanks so much for your time, champ. Good luck with Nogueira.
Thanks.